He has rested the joy of my salvation. Hallelujah.
Come on, let's put our hands together for Jesus Christ. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, I don't know if I should preach or if I should speak. I hope you know there's a difference between preaching and speaking. Now, there's something I don't like about this program. Something I don't like about programs where more than one person is speaking. And I'm not the first speaker. Sometimes I run into the trouble of people who have spoken before me have said everything I wanted to say. So like today now, all I'm going to say is I support Pastor, I support Dr. Max, and I support Dr. Chike. Amen? So we'll see you next time. God bless you. That's not going to work. I'm so delighted to be here. Extremely, extremely joyful. I love the atmosphere. I love the expectation. And more than anything, I love these great men of whom I have the privilege and the opportunity to be a part of the panel of speakers. Can we put our hands together for Dr. Hinan, Dr. Max, Dr. Chike, and the pastor. We're going to have a good time in the next 1 hour that I have to speak. I want to speak to you about how to buy real estate in people's hearts. How do you buy real estate in the heart of people? But I will need to explain the topic before I get into it. I've had two lives. There's a time of my life I call the days of my cowboy, the days I used to be a cowboy. I used to be a women chaser, I used to be all of that. This phrase arose from one of those escapades. There was this lady I was trying to get, and like what I teach men today, if you're a real player, you should never have a woman say no to you. If you've ever had a woman who says no to you, you don't know the game. You need to be taught. You need to go to some classes. Because the deal is, before you ask a girl out or you ask her to marry you, you have worked her heart so much that she's actually the one asking the questions. She's like anticipating it, she's waiting for it. By the time you pop the question, she says, yes, 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 yes. All right, so that was the deal I was on with this lady. I was just doing stuff for her. I was just loving her, just blessing her. And then one day she said, what do you want from me? I said, want from you? I don't want anything. I'm just trying to buy real estate in your heart. Don't write my lines down. Some of you go and use my lines. It may not work for you. I'm just trying to buy real estate in your heart. And you know, like most girls do, she like, okay. She acted like she understood what it meant. And after about 2 minutes, I guess she realized that, what's this guy really saying? So he said, what do you mean by you want to buy real estate in my heart? I said, I want to be so significant, so remembered, you will never forget me. Real estate is one of the most valuable, most durable things you can ever own. And that's what you have to learn to do when you relate with people. To buy real estate in their hearts. To become an unforgettable person. To become someone that will always be remembered. Someone that will always be sought after. So today I'm talking to you about how to buy real estate in people's heart. How many of you would like to buy real estate in people's heart? All right. If you're struggling financially at age 20, it's most likely because you don't have skills. If you're struggling financially at age 30, it's likely because you don't have experience. But from the age of 40, if you continue to struggle in your life, it will not be because you don't have skill. It will not be because you don't have talent. It will not be because you don't have experience. It will be because you are poor at people. If you're 40 and above and you're still struggling in life, your problem is the poverty of relationships. Because at that age, there will definitely be people you have known for 10 years, people you have known for 15 years that are doing well. And if some of that goodness is not coming into your life, you have no real estate in their hearts. So I needed to pay a lot of attention to the things I'm going to be sharing. I will be giving you examples from the romantic relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, man and wife. I'll be giving you examples between that has to do with leadership, leading people, leading teams, leading organizations. I'll also be giving you examples on just general interpersonal relationships. Because the greatest thing I have in my life is people. The greatest asset I have are people. I have skill, I have talent, I've developed myself, but I know that the greatest blessing I have is people. I want to read you a scripture. It's in Mark chapter 2, verse 1 to 5. It's a story that is very popular, but I'm going to show you something that you probably have not seen in this story this morning. Jesus had come into Capernaum, so let's pick up the story from verse 1. And again he entered into Capernaum after some days, and it was noised that he was in the house. And straightway many were gathered together, in so much that there was no room to receive them. No, not so much as about the door. And he preached the word unto them, and they come unto him, bringing one sick of the palsy, which was born of 4. And when they could not come near unto him for the press, they uncovered the roof where he was. And when they had broken it up, they let down the bed wherein the sick of the palsy lay. When Jesus saw their faith, not his faith, their faith. When Jesus saw their faith, he said unto the sick of the palsy, Son, thy sins be forgiven thee. Now, the story is that this man is bedridden. Sick of the palsy is like an imbecile. He can't do anything for himself. He's not even aware of what is surrounding him. He's just standing there. He's basically dead weight. Now, Jesus, the solution to his problem, comes into town, but he cannot assess the solution. But he has 4 friends who go get him. As heavy as he is, they strap him up. They try to bring him into the room. There was no room. Now they have to get a ladder, climb on top of the roof. And in those days in Palestine, the roofs are made of bricks and mud. It's not roofing sheet. So they break the roof. And I'm sure when they were trying to break it, the owner of the house must have come there and said, what are you guys doing? And I'm very, very sure they must have indemnified him. I said, don't worry about it. We'll fix it up, but we need to get this done. And they bring their friend to Jesus. And Jesus, seeing their faith, not the faith of the man who was sick of the palsy. That guy had no faith. He was a down and outer. And he healed this man. And I'll never forget that day. It was in December 5 years ago. I was reading my Bible. And this part of the scripture was at the end of the page. And as I turned the page, the Spirit of God asked me this question. And I want to ask you this question. How many friends like this do you have? Think about it. How many friends like these 4 guys do you have? How many men and women in your life will do anything for you? How many will break the roof to get you to your solutions? You say you don't have a job. There are people in your circle that can get you a job. They only need to be forceful. They only need to be demanding. They only need to go after it like it's their job. When you fall in life, and you will fall, all of us will fall, life is like that. How many friends will be there to pick you up? How many friends will risk their capital to get you started in business? Sometimes people come to me and say, I need 100,000 to start a business. All I need is 100,000. And this is a 45-year-old man. And I'm saying, in your life, you have no human being. You don't have 2 people that can just stake 50K on you I'm not going to give the money. It's not money you need. You don't do people right. You're 45 years old. You don't have 5 people. You can knock on their door and say, give me 20,000. What do you want to do? Don't ask me questions. Just give me the money. You don't have anybody like that. It's not a lack of skill. You have not been doing people right.
That's right.
How many friends like this do you have? Think about it. Some time ago, 2 people called me, very interesting, within 20 minutes. One called me, I need 50,000. By the time I finished asking her questions, she got her, I said, don't bother. I will go and look for the money somewhere else. Because I began, what are you going to do with the money? What do you want to buy? When will they pay back? By the time I finished drilling her, she said, don't worry about the money. And it was good she said, don't worry about the money, because I wasn't about to give her the money in the first place. 20 minutes after, another friend of mine called. He said, do you have 3 million? I said, yes, I have it. So I'm sending you my account now. And I wire him the money. I asked him no question. What is the difference? I asked him no question. I didn't ask him what he wants to do with the money. I didn't ask him when he's going to pay back. I didn't ask him how he's going to pay back. Send your account number. 1 minute after, the money hits his account. 6 months ago, I need 8 million naira to do something. I call a friend of mine. I need 8 million naira. He said, I don't have it, but I can get it. Give me 2 days. 1 week after, 8 million naira hits my account. He didn't ask me when I'm going to pay it back. Why is it that you can't find 50K to start your destiny? What is it that you're doing wrong? You've not bought real estate in anybody's heart. There's no one in this world that a relationship won't make the difference. So hear this. God is your source, but people are his pipelines. God is your source. All good things and perfect things cometh from above. When a foolish man hears that, he said, all I need in my life is God. You are a foolish person. Because God is your source, but people are his pipelines. Every good thing that is going to come into your life will come via men, via people. You build a relationship with God is not enough. It is absolutely important you have relationships with God, because a man that God is against will fail. But you can have great relationships with God. You can be seeing God face to face like this, and you can die of starvation if you don't have people. God is your source. People are his pipelines. When people talk to me about being stuck in life, struggling in life, after I check their relationship with God, I ask them, what's your relationship with people like? What's your relationship? And there are 10 relationships that are critical in your life. I don't have time to talk about them, but let me just list them in case you want to write them down. Your parents. You live in Lagos, you live in a flat, your father still goes to the farm and is dying of hunger. You're living a cursed life. One word of blessing over your life by your dad can change your destiny. But he is illiterate, so you don't care about him. He lives in the village, you are a city man. Or maybe he has abandoned you, he hurt you when you were young, and you feel like he does not deserve a second look. It may be the reason why you're struggling. Honor your father and your mother, that it may be well with you. It's a principle. I like what Dr. Max was saying. There's a way things work, brothers and sisters. There's a way things work. There's a way things work. You can't work things anyhow. Sometimes people will ask, God bless me anyhow. He doesn't do stuff like that. He doesn't bless anyhow. There's a way things work. I'm sure this has happened to you before. You have an instrument, a device. You're trying to get it to work. It won't do what they said it's supposed to do. So you leave it, you say this thing is broken. Something is wrong with it. And then someone who knows what to do picks the same device. And then things work. You think it's magic. No. It knows how things work. Life does not have to be difficult if you understand how crucial people are in your life. Pastors, men of God, I'm not talking about all, there's a lot of charlatans in town. But I'm talking about a man who truly walks with God. If you buy real estate in that man's heart, if you become valuable to him, there are things that's going to be happening in your life that is going to be beyond your capacity. I pastor a church. I pray for all my people every day. But there are some I pray for by name. They have issues, I have issues. They are in pain, I'm in pain. They have struggles, I have struggles. Some of them live in my house. If they go hungry, I will go hungry. If they go naked, I will go naked. Not everybody in church has that place in my heart. Say you are partial. Yes. I am very partial. Who is praying for you daily? Who has access with God that carries you there? You think you can just be in a church, jump around, lack commitment, and find grace in the place? There's a way things work. Mentors. I have brothers struggling in their relationship. These are members of my family. And here I am, a reservoir of wisdom by the grace of God in that area. But they will not come. They won't ask. Not once, not twice, not 3 times. Happened just last week. A marriage is on the rocks. They are in court. They've been separated for 2 years. I sit with them by the grace of God for 2 hours. They go back home reconciled. And I have family members who are divorcing. Because Stephen with the PhD, who does he think he is? Same with the PhD. I get a lot of calls from women. My marriage is in trouble. We're going down the rocks. This is what is going on. I say, tell your husband to call me. 1 week after, she calls me. I say, your husband has not called me. He say, he won't call you. When I gave him your number, he says, sleeping with a PH. Who is this? Is he the one carrying me? Meanwhile, his wife is sleeping with his best friend. He's a foolish man. But he will not seek mentors because he thinks he knows everything. His wife has confessed to me, I'm sleeping with his best friend. We need to do stuff about this. Women will sit in front of me and tell me things they've not told their husbands. And I will say, have you said, I can't tell him this thing. Will you broker a truce? Yes, tell him to call me because I never call guys. The man who will not humble himself to receive, there's no point trying to reach him. Mentors. You don't have to live a life of struggle. You don't have to learn everything everything from square one. There are people who have gone ahead of you. If you just have the right disposition, if you just connect, if you just buy real estate in their heart, all they know they will pour into you. Their contacts they will make available. Their resources they will make available. They will pave the way for you. You're busy writing exams, you're busy reading books, very powerful. Build your skills, build your knowledge, become good at what you do. Well, one phone call can make you overtake people who have gone 10 years ahead of you. How many people like that do you have? How many of such relationships have you intentionally built? Colleagues and friends, life is a team sport. We all have blind spots. You're about to fall the day you rise in leadership. You have no contemporaries. One of the leading men in this country was talking to me someday. He said, I'm very lonely. So he's lonely at the top. He said, sir, with all respect, I understand the loneliness of leadership. But where are your peers? How come you don't have peers? There's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing you're doing that not somebody else is not doing. Nobody else has done before. Why don't you have peers? Because I understand what he's saying. There are struggles a pastor has that you cannot share with the people. If you share with the people, you destroy them. But you need someone to share it with. So where are your peers? Where are the people you're naked before? People you don't have to post with. Because they are your peers. Men and women in the trenches. With you. No matter how high you rise without peers, you're going to be in trouble. Saving Private Ryan is one of those movies that I love a lot, set in the context of the World War of 1945. In one of those battles, two guys were fighting. One was wounded mortally. And then the other guy, when he got to the other side, looked for his friend. He couldn't find him. And he decides to go back and get him. And the commander of their unit said, don't go. You will waste your life. He cannot make it. But he refused to answer. And he goes looking for his friend. And when he got to his friend, he met him on his last breath. And then he fought his way back to where the rest of the troops were. And his commander said, I told you you will be dead. Your going was not a waste. And this man said to his commander, my going was not a waste because I heard him say his last words. So the commander asked him, what were his last words? He said, my friend said, I knew you would come. How many friends like that do you have? I knew you would come. I knew you would come. I knew you would come for me. How many friends like that do you have? Customers. A business does not succeed because it has good products. A business does not succeed because it has good systems. A business succeeds because it has loyal customers. Years ago, I used to have a logistics business. We're in the transport and the freight business. A client called me. So we have this thing to pick up from Budapest. Send me the dimensions. I looked at it. I did a quote for him. It was going to be very expensive. We have to send a van from Ostend in Belgium to pick it up. I mean, it was not just, it was going to be very expensive for them. And I called some guy in DHL, give me a quote for this same thing. It was 1/3 what we will have charged the customer. DHL was going to do this job at 1/3 the price. I walk into this man's office, I say, you see what, you know what, don't give us this job. It will be too expensive for you. give it to DHL. They are a bigger company. For smaller cargoes, they have higher and greater economics. They will do this better. So what kind of man are you? Nobody does this kind of thing in Nigeria. 4 CEOs after, we were still the preferred client. Because the story had become a folklore in that place. The company that rejects money to serve its customers. How many customers like that do you have? Now, I give you all these examples to kind of just help you to think, for you to understand that you're not where you are because you don't know what to do. You're not where you are because you don't have skill. You're not where you are not because you don't have talent. Especially if you're in your middle ages. If you've been around for 10, 15 years in your career and you're still struggling, the problem is a poverty of relationship. So how do you buy real estate? There are 2 universal laws that I'm going to be sharing with you. Simple laws, very simple, but so powerful that if you begin to intentionally engage them, your life will change. It's a matter of time. I want to read you a quote. This is by Dan Harlander in his book, Bold Love. I want you to listen to this. We suffer the violation of indifference on a daily basis from friends, from family, from complete strangers. We think we've grown to accept it as part of life, but the effect is building inside us. We were not made to be ignored. And though we try to pretend it doesn't really matter, the collective effect of living in a world apathetic to our existence is doing damage to our souls. Listen, the greatest need in the heart of every human being is to be seen, to be acknowledged, to be significant, to be somebody. If you're going to be a man who buys real estate in the heart of people, you have to turn your heart towards people. Recognizing them, honoring them. It has to be a part of your life, not something you do as a trick, not something you do as a strategy. Honoring people must become a part of your DNA, because every human soul is seeking it. It's validation. We all want to be seen. Sometimes I hear people criticizing, that guy is just talking, he wants to be seen. I say, you don't want to be seen? You want to be ignored? You want to be put behind? Listen, we used to live in hidden. We used to live in hidden. We used to be glorious people. We all have become monarchs in exile. Every human being that God made is a royalty. And we lost it, and we know, and we're seeking it. And men and women are doing everything just to feel a sense of significance. People buy cars to feel significant. People borrow money to buy clothes they can't afford to feel significant. People kill other people to feel significant. The worst serial killers in this world, they all did it because they wanted to be seen. See what Dan says there? We're not made to be ignored. Every single one of you in this room, as I'm speaking, you wish you were the one holding this mic. And let's just get that one out there. Let's get that one out there. You wish you were the senior show of all highs. We all want to be in our glory. We want to be seen for the beauty we possess, the uniqueness we possess, this difference that we have. And then you live in a world that is given to ignoring people. You become different when you start seeing people. I see you. I see you. I see the beauty of your eyes. I see the goodness of your nature. Just the capacity to become a man who honors others, who speaks to this need in their heart, will make you different. I'm not talking about flattery. I'm talking about becoming a human being who, every time you meet someone, it becomes a part of you to acknowledge the good that is in them, and to call it up, and to bless it, and to affirm it. When you do that, you build and buy real estate. Yeah. I remember the first time I spoke with this man. It was a 10-minute conversation. But by the next day on the radio, I was already raving about him, because I heard him speak very eloquently, very intelligently. There are some people in this world who have made it their job to reduce people. I have made it my job to exalt people everywhere I go. People sit in front of me for 5 minutes and they're telling me their life history. Why? Because I just adore them. The moment you walk into my presence, I start to adore you and to honor you and to look for things in you that I can glorify. And when I do that, I see people literally change in their countenance, and they're giving their lives to me. Things they've not shared with their spouses, things they've not shared with their parents. Just because I understand that we were not made to be ignored. In your workplace, in your house, in your church, you walk past people every day. Who does he think he is? Is he the first person to buy a car? That's why you're poor. That's why you're poor. That thing inside of you that seeks to reduce people, that's why you're poor. Learn it. Shift in your heart. You see, the problem is, and I'm going to get to it later, when you have not found your own planet, every other thing in the solar system begins to harass you. It's insecurity. But nobody can do what I do. Nobody does it like I do. Nobody has had my experience. I don't have any problem honoring what they have. I like you to just get on your feet, right? Just look around and see them inside. Just see them. I see you. Right here. Just see them. Somebody has taken time to dress up this morning. Nobody has seen it. See it. I see it. I see it. I see it. See somebody. Stop pretending like you're not a human. See them. I see you. I see you. It's your smile. I see that smile. Nice smile. Because you should see something in my person. Make sure you see something. You acknowledge something. Acknowledge something. Nice jacket. Nice hat. Nice thing. See it. They worry you because they want somebody to see it. Stop denying them that. See it. Somebody comes into your presence, you see that they are very attractive. They wear something nice. You now start pretending like you don't see it. No, give your eyes to them. Give your eyes to them. Because they are, what are you looking at? Just look at the beauty of yourself. This goes deeper. First Timothy chapter 3 verse 7. Let's listen a little bit deeper. As I apply this to marriage. How many singles are in the house? How many single men are in the house? Single guy, the next one. Say hi. Hi. I'm about to make you ladies' man. I'm going to make you a ladies' man. Every woman that comes in your solar system. I'm going to show you how to see a woman. This is dangerous. Look at the hands of men who have no character. Collect other people's wives. You husbands, in the same way, 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 7. Oh yeah. 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 7. You husbands, in the same way, live with your wives in an understanding way, as with someone with, since she is a woman. Now, stop there. Now, this is this old man, Peter, talking. So, live with your wives in an understanding way. She's a widow, for she is a woman. And when you look at that, you're thinking, why would he say she is a woman? I mean, you already say live with your wives. A wife will always be a woman. What is he trying to emphasize here by saying that she is a woman? The issue here is this, guys, listen. What Peter is trying to get us to see, and this applies to women also, by the way, that men and women are different. She's a woman, she's not like you. She's not male. She's a woman. She's a different kind of species. One of the things you must begin to recognize about people is their individuality, their uniqueness. The more you speak to that individuality, the more you speak to that uniqueness, the more you dive in this. Years ago, God began to teach me about the woman. The Bible says that God made man in his own image, male and female created he them. God did not make generic people. He didn't make people. He made male and female. And if you're going to be successful with the opposite sex, you have to see the difference. You have to see what makes the woman unique. You have to see what makes the man unique. You need to speak to that uniqueness on a daily basis. And you become irresistible to your wife. What is the deepest question in the heart of the woman? What is the deepest desire in the heart of the woman? What is the deepest fear in the heart of the woman? What is the essence of a woman? Understanding that, what makes you it. The essence of a woman is beauty. A woman is nothing if she's not beautiful. Now, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But every woman, the deepest desire is to be captivating in her core, to be seen, and to be desired for her beauty. And this is not a carnal thing for those of us who homo and calm down. Whether the woman eats with God face to face, I don't care if she wants to do it. When she's young, she wants to be beautiful to daddy. 2 weeks ago, I was in Abuja. I came back on a Saturday night around 11 a.m. My girls were sleeping. So I didn't see them that night. Sunday morning, everybody woke up, getting ready for the church. And I was like, these girls, they've woken up. Usually, the first thing they ask is, where's dad? Before they do anything. And I realized that they've been going up and down, and they didn't come to me. Then I asked my wife, what's going on? Why did the girls not come there? She said she asked them the same thing. And they said that their hair was untidy. That they need them to put their ears together before daddy will see them. She's just 4 years
And I go into the bathroom, I'm getting ready. And then I come out, and they have these hula hoops they do. They brought it to my room, and one of them stood in the middle of it and posed in front of the bathroom, waiting for me to open the door. And I opened the door, because I'm a ladies' man. I really excited when I get to it. Ooh! What is this beautiful girl? And then she turned to the other feet. And I rush at her and I pick her up. She must be seen. She must be seen. You know the deepest damage that I have done to that girl? I come out, I say, what kind of nonsense? That's all. I inflict the deepest wound in her church. She will never recover from it. Lots of women today, that's their story. Ignored by fathers who could have called forth the beauty of their femininity just by seeing it. Just by seeing it. She must be seen that she's beautiful. By the time she's 18, she won't do that for them. She will hope that there will be a man out there who sees her. It's not the second man, she must be beautiful. The man that wants to bring her. When we leave this man, start seeing. You're married to a woman who is not happy, it's because you're blind, you're not seeing her. Start seeing her. Start speaking to the deepest desire of her heart. Every woman has the fear of abandonment. Speak to that fear. That's why they are always going around looking into phones. Want to know what's going on. Because they have every woman has the fear that she's going to grow old alone. It's a deep fear. A man who wants to have a happy home, you speak to that fear. One day I go to my wife home and say, you know something, girl? If you become a rich lady, I'll still be yours. A lady, I'll still be yours. First thing I do, I'll lay my hands on you. That's how the witchcraft is. If that does not work, I'll get you to my pastor who is one anointed, operating at the higher level of spirituality. You must get the witchcraft out of me. If that does not work, I'll put you in the car to the mountain of fire. For 6 months. This witchcraft must leave you. But if that fails, I'll bring you back home. You have decided to become a witch and become a wizard. So, witch, you suck the wizard's blood. The wizard, you suck the witch. So it becomes a sucker relationship. But as long as I live, I will not live to get to cry. Because I have just walked myself to the deepest part of the woman's heart. I've spoken to the most basic fear in every woman. Fear of not being seen. Fear of being abandoned. Every human being has a fear. We all have insecurities. Your job is not to expose people's insecurities. I know people who preach to expose people's insecurities. God doesn't do it. God comes to a Gideon who is hiding from the Midianites. Apparently a weak man, obviously a weak man. But God comes there and says, you mighty man, Father. But God never exposes our weaknesses. He strengthens. He sees beyond it. You can buy real estate in people's heart if you start. You are not the police of the world. Leave people. Your job is to strengthen their heart. Your job is to affirm them. Your job is to make them strong. same thing with boys. The essence of a man is strength. A man is not in the business of strength. You see it in little boys. He's 4 years old. You give him a cracker, he cuts it, he eats it, it looks like a gun. You give him a pencil, he turns it to a gun. He comes to mommy, boom, 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 boom. Mommy, die. If you understand it, mommy, you just fall down. And after 1 minute, you get up again. And then it's going to shoot you again. And then you die again. But you're telling him you're strong. Or you got one of the spirit people who say, I bind the spirit of. I bind the spirit of violence. No, it's not the spirit of violence. Every boy knows that he is born to be a fighter. He's born to be a warrior. He's only practicing. A time will come in his life, you begin to channel that energy. Every little boy wants to be a superhero. Buy them a Spider-Man vest, he wants to go to bed with it. Which of you among guys there have not imagined yourself playing for Barcelona? Or playing for superheroes? And then it's the World Cup final. And Super Eagles are down by 3 goals to nothing. And then you have not played in the World Cup. And then the coach says, let's try it. And you enter the field and in 10 minutes you score 4 goals. How many of you have not lived in that field? Because the desire of every man is to be a hero. If you're a woman, you want your man coming back to you, speak to that. Speak to that. You don't come and see, so you call yourself a man. That's why we discover girlfriends. Because you're not seeing it. You're not seeing it. There's something every one of us wants to be seen for. At my age now, I don't care about being a footballer. But I want to be an impactful speaker. I want to be a man who speaks to change lives. I want to be a man who transforms lives by wisdom. Every human being has something he wants to be seen for. When you lead people, look for it and speak to it, and they will follow you. Turn to someone beside you. I want you to tell them one thing you're very proud of, something you want them to know about you. Blow your trumpet. Blow your trumpet. You don't know this about me, but this is what I do. Tell them something you're very proud of in your life. Blow your trumpet. Show yourself. This is who I am. I'm fighting this. Tell them. I've been through a divorce and I'm still standing. Tell them. I'm not joking. Tell someone beside you something you're very proud about. You know something? That's massive. We teach the children of God to be humble. But no one can be truly humble whose strength has not first been affirmed. You hear what I just said? Humility is not believing you don't have strength. In fact, if you think you don't have strength, you cannot be humble. Because there's something inside of you that wants to be strong. So you are compelled to show yourself. True humility comes when your worth and value are affirmed. You don't need to show it again. I try to do that in every relationship I have. You are a good, great man. You do anything, you come into my life. I let you know that I see it and I'm okay with it. You don't need to try. You don't need to sweat it yourself. I see you. I know you. I know you are a great writer. I know you are a pastor. I affirm it. So let's be ourselves. Pride is when somebody feels he's not being seen and he wants to show himself. I take away the need for that. I see that place. You see your wonderful calm man. Do you see me? You make a kind of relationship. Every time God comes to his people, he sees them. He sees them. You are a chosen generation. We are Christians. People here, people. Don't you know that you have become a priest and you cannot see? He just sees them. The master is seeing my time. Seeing that. You know, I can spend the whole day just telling you about learning to affect the world. The second secret to build and bind real estate in people's lives is to solve their problems. Yeah. Solve their problems. Every man, every woman has a need. Every man, every woman has a problem. A problem is the difference between what you have and what you need or what you want. Every human being that bridges that gap becomes valuable to you. That's why my Mr. Peter, I think, or the other guy that said, if you help as many people get what they want, you will always have what you need. Every man you come across, every man you interact with, has a need in their life. Your job is to at least acknowledge it, listen to it, and if by any means you can do something about it. There's a story of this American mathematician and philosopher who lived on a farm. So when he was trying to get the horse into his stall, was a very stubborn stallion, and that guy would just come to board. He would move. And he pushed, the horse wouldn't move. And his son, who saw him struggling, came and joined him, and they were both pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. And they couldn't get this horse to move. And they had a Jewish girl who was looking at them laughing. And eventually the Mr. Philosopher said, "Why are you laughing?" And the guy said, "Both you and your son are foolish. I can get that horse into his stall with my little finger." And it was the turn of the philosopher to laugh. Say, "I am the American philosopher, mathematician. My son is doing his doctorate. We can't find the solution to this problem. And you say you have the solution, and say, I have the solution. Okay, I'll finish. Get out of there." So she went into the kitchen, poured a jar of honey, and dipped her little finger into the honey, and put it in the horse's mouth. As the horse was licking it, it was backstabbed. And when the honey finishes, and that horse followed that little finger filled with honey until he entered the store and came out and got and looked at Mr. Philosopher. You don't buy real estate in people's heart focusing on what you need. It's the biggest problem in the world. Buy real estate in people's heart focusing on what they need. Some of you are young men, you're trying to get married. There's a sister in church who like you. Go to her and say, "God send you my wife." You are in life. The reason why you're using God, you're trying to bamboozle girls so you don't have to spend any money. Some of you will take the girl, so it's a bit, buy one phone. The girl asks for me to buy, it's a very different. Yeah. What can we do? But the only thing you can spend for free is one bottle of gold. What are we? So what are we now? My wife, one bottle of Coke. Ladies, men, buy fish pie, buy Coke. So why are you doing this? I just like it. Become a man who loves you genuinely, who enjoys sex. That's all I'm telling you. Become a man who loves you. Just love people. Enjoy glorifying them. There's a glory due to God, there's a glory due to man. Speak to people about their achievement. Speak to people about their future. Honor all men. Make it a part of you. Become a problem solver. Love to serve and to give in wisdom. And you will buy real estate with time. As I close, you know this thing is the same way you buy real estate in God's house. The same thing. Who are the people God loves? And the people who see Him. The people who see their whole worships. You are holy. You're righteous. You're great. You're wonderful. You're saying, God, I see you. I see you. I see you. That's why the Bible says that God is fearful in praises. When He sees people who see Him and who recklessly abandon themselves to honor Him for what they see, He comes there and He sees it. What I've been telling you is not a carnal knowledge at all, because we were made in His image. Human beings thrive in an atmosphere of honor. If you don't remember anything I told you right now, human beings thrive in an atmosphere. If you're one of those people who just like to put people down, you won't go far. The human soul was made for reality. We thrive in an atmosphere of respect and honor, both men and women. But God also thrives in an atmosphere of honor. Who are the people who buy real estate because they are those who are after the problems He has. God loves human beings. He wants them to be saved. God loves family. He wants families restored. There are many things I can do with my life. When I start out, I ask myself, what is the biggest problem in my life? What will make me buy real estate? What will keep His eyes on me? I mean, being an engineer is wonderful. Being a doctor is wonderful. And one day I found it. It was the greatest treasure of this people. Yes. Families. That's the day I gave my life to help me to restore families. I'd like to just stand up for one minute. I don't want you to shout or make noise. I just want you to say, God, I see you. I see you, Lord. God, I see what you see. You're beautiful. You're holy. You're righteous. You have a great Lord. I see you, Lord. I see you. And I honor you for who you are. I praise you for who you are. Master, I just take 5 minutes to do this. Just play something for me. I see you, I see you, I see you.
He has rested the joy of my salvation.